our biggest setbacks in life are pretty much due to fear, shame, guilt, abandoning ourselves, which happens in essence from either trauma or and trauma is like, it's hard to explain trauma on such a wide span, because typically you say trauma and someone thinks of like being a victim to something, like something outside of your control happening to you and becoming powerless, which it is, that is trauma, right? But there's also like subtle trauma. Subtle trauma starts actually when you're an infant. It can, anyway. Maybe not so much an infant. It can, quantum physics, but more so when you start not understanding your own emotions, or in essence your reality, because we come from a society where, of course, you need to abide by certain rules and laws, and for kids from their parents, for the law, kids for the law too. You work for a company, there's anything, everything, schools, cities, towns, countries, everything has laws and stuff, which is good to keep things under a good like level, as far as things don't get too out of control, because obviously it can. But when we start to get confused about ourselves, like who we are, how we feel, when we start to not understand, it starts to create shadows, and in essence creates by trauma. Okay, and what I mean by this is, let's say for example, when you're a kid and I don't know, say you're 5 or 6 or something, and you're hanging out with some friends and you're really into, I don't know, some specific toy or something, and one of the other kids isn't into the toy. Who knows why? Okay, maybe they were told by an older sibling that something was wrong with the toy and that they got made fun of for it. So instead of sticking by, well, not in all cases, but in some cases this is how it can start. Instead of sticking by our own inner truth and knowing we like this toy, if someone else is teasing us about it and making us feel like bad about ourselves for liking it, like as if something's wrong with us, we don't fit in, we don't belong. If we like it, they think it's ridiculous, so therefore eventually you start to not like it, and you start to tuck it into your memory as something that caused you to feel bad about yourself, because it had emotions tied to it that you was not comfortable. You didn't fit in, and obviously part of humanity is you want to feel like you fit in, but it's kind of gotten too extreme. It kind of also can stem from not properly mirroring people, children, adults, any situation.